Today's morning show is being brought to you by
At Golden Nugget Laughlin. Experience a new kind of reward. Sign up for the 24 Karat Select Club today.
Good Thursday morning to you all. Happy Halloween. You know, I was thinking about wearing a costume today like I did last year, but it was too cold. Such a wimp, such a cop-out, right? I don't know. This felt nice and cozy and warm. It is so cold out there, and, you know, the winds did die down a bit, but yesterday was absolutely brutal, and of course, once again, as we've said all week, the winds in California were just out of control. 80-mile-per-hour gusts. Are you kidding me? These are winds that haven't been seen in decades. And actually, they don't know when the last time that, you know, they've had such an extreme fire danger. In fact, this is an unprecedented move that the state took yesterday to elevate the risk to extreme fire danger. And just to watch the flames enveloping the area around the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, and to have just countless fires. And every time you turn on the TV, another one, you know, heats up somewhere. And again, thoughts and prayers with everybody who is in the line of fire there. Just terrible situation. And of course, we will have more on that for you tomorrow. But we have a lot of stuff coming up in today's show, and I'm sure because it's Halloween, there'll be plenty of shenanigans. I see people running around this office with pumpkins and markers and hats and stuff, so I don't know what they have in store. They don't tell me anything, and that's good because I guess we all like a surprise every now and then. I see Chad is hard at work at something over there, and we're going to surprise him by panning the camera over. Good morning, Chad.
Oh, good morning. Now I don't want to get in trouble for pumpkin abuse, so don't call PPS on me.
What
but
are you
Protective service.
Oh my goodness gracious!
You drew eyebrows on him.
Oh my gosh! And of course, if you watched yesterday's show, oh my gosh, that's hysterical. I can't even.
I have to say though, as I was using this marker on the back of that, trying to draw that, pieces of yellow started coming off because of the dry erase marker, and I'm going, so I'm trying to color in the orange, and then another piece came off.
Oh, that's great. Those are the best eyebrows. They're terrific.
Well, they were motivated by our conversation, and
Pumpkin.
that baby had especially great eyebrows, but
Oh.
I think my pumpkins has better eyebrows.
I do too, and I think all of our viewers will agree with that. That's a great looking pumpkin. Great
Thanks.
eyebrows. You know, because eyebrows are all the rage now.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see the memes that are going around that said, once upon a time, you know, telltale sign, lipstick on your collar. Now, your whole darn eyebrow is on your shirt.
Oh my gosh, yeah, like a missing eyebrow.
Yeah, because everybody's doing that.
I know, but like that's so funny. Like the girl gets caught because her eyebrow's missing. The guy gets caught because it's on his shoulder.
Right. And they probably went to a wedding in a photo booth or something.
Oh my God.
Once again, if you missed yesterday's show,
go back and watch.
Right. How are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty well.
We have some fun stuff for Halloween, right?
We have a ton of stuff for Halloween.
Fun lists and whatever.
Pictures, lists, interactive maps.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited. I can't wait to see all of that. And I can't wait for Trunk or Treat later this afternoon either.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Now, will they give us candy too?
They better.
That's what I'm thinking.
I know. it's funny because I went and I bought candy yesterday, and I bought some for myself, and the lady's like, "Oh, this, these were not the little bags that you give out. So obviously it was candy that I was going to consume myself." And I told her that I couldn't wait for Halloween. She looked a little horrified, but nonetheless.
Wait, you're not talking about what you had that morning, right?
Yeah, it was for myself.
I mean,
Come on, it's just Junior Mints and peach rings, but whatever. I've been doing so good, staying away from all of that stuff.
What was the first thing I did when I came in?
Oh, those peach rings?
Can I have one?
Yeah, they all took part. So they
no
weren't-
judgment here.
Right, exactly. And we share and share alike. So, right, Chris?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
I just got back from the beach.
Oh my God.
Oh, well, I love that he repurposes that.
Yeah, I know, right? It's going to be different every year.
Like when he bullies me?
No. I got back from the beach. I never said
That
anything.
does totally look like a surfer look,
I'm a
doesn't
guy
it? Like,
this year.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
worse.
He actually has it on perfectly. Although it looks a little, like dready in the back.
Yeah.
So exactly.
It was windy, by the way.
Oh God.
How did you keep that on?
Speaking of wind, did you see Lionel Richie's daughter, Sophia Richie? She got hammered on social media. I'm sure you guys saw this back there, because she posted a picture yesterday on Instagram of her hair up in a bun, and it said Santa Ana wins messy bun. And they're like, are you kidding? There are flames all around you. People have been evacuated. People have lost their homes, and you're like saying, oh, Santa Ana wins my messy bun. Well, that wasn't the picture, but yeah, so she got a lot of heat for that. So I don't know, just made me think of that when you said it was
horrible.
windy. Yeah. But. Okay. Anyway, good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
How are you?
My brain fell out.
Oh my gosh, did he? Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Guys, what should I do?
Probably stop moving.
Where's the voice coming out of? Is it coming out of his brain, or is it
Coming out of you like, yeah, exactly. Maybe we're just carrying it telepathically.
maybe now he's gonna get that off of his arm?
That'll be
All of that
fun.
stuff. It
Still
looks
stuck.
wet.
He's stuck still.
I know. Like so much for you getting any help back there. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
He's like frozen now.
Because I wish I had a brain.
You broke him. Oh, there
Oh
you go.
no. Oh. Well, somebody take care of Joe back there.
Put that back in.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, if I only had a brain is how it goes. Dang it, I messed that up.
Who was going to say anything? Nobody was going to say anything.
Oh God, what are the words?
Oh, so before we get to all of that fun stuff, I know that I talked to you about this, Chad. Yesterday, there was an article I came across where one of the president's nominees for the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals was in the hot seat. I mean, he was literally being reviewed. His nomination was being reviewed by the committee. And apparently, he received a very bad rating from the American Bar Association. And the American Bar Association is one of the groups that likes to submit their recommendation for presidential nominees for, judicial positions. And this has been criticized because even though, of course, the ABA is the agency that that issues accreditations for law schools and has been around for decades.
Since 1878.
Yeah, I was going to say close to 120 years, whatever. They have always been viewed as a liberal organization or having a liberal bias, so much so that studies have been done to see whether or not this is true. And in 2001, then President Bush decided to cease the practice of divulging the names of nominees to the ABA, just so that they wouldn't have a chance to offer their professional opinions on whether or not this person is qualified to be appointed. So going back to President Reagan, there were 2 judges that received negative ratings by the ABA, and decades later it was proven that these 2 judges were 2 of the most cited judges ever, that they were, their decisions were precedents for many cases going forward. And in subsequent administrations, every time a Democrat was in office, they would have appointees that had these, great ratings, and it didn't turn out that way. They didn't go on to be the types of judges that were appointed by other administrations.
Much less caliber.
Yes, and it should be noted that 6 of the president's nominees, since he's been elected, 6 of President Trump's nominees have received negative ratings by the ABA. How many in both of President Obama's terms received negative feedback? How many?
I'm going to guess most of them.
Negative.
We received negative feedback?
Negative.
None.
You are correct. 0. At least in Clinton's, there were 4 that received, poor or no, negative ratings.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, yesterday, this Lawrence Van Dyke, who I mentioned is the nominee for the Court of Appeals, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, he broke down when he was being interrogated, I guess.
And that's a good word for it, too.
And we have a video, and without saying anything else, can you guys roll that video?
Chairman, let's talk a little bit about the ABA, if we could. Mr. Van Dyke, you ran for Montana Supreme Court in 2014, is that correct?
I did.
And people made contributions that supported you and supported your opponents, is that correct?
They did, Senator.
Marcia Davenport, Montana attorney, donated to your opponent in the 2014 Montana Supreme Court election. Do you know who Marcia Davenport is?
She's the one who interviewed me for the ABA, Senator.
So she is the one who actually oversaw this process, the ABA letter, is that right?
That is my understanding.
She was the lead reviewer for this, is that correct?
That's my understanding.
She donated to your political opponent in 2014, is that correct?
Yeah, I found that out.
And yet the ABA put her in charge of the review process, am I right about that?
It appears so to me, Senator.
Yeah, I mean, I find that absolutely unbelievable. If you want to talk about bias, if you want to talk about fair procedures, and it probably explains the total ad hominem nature of this disgraceful letter. Let's walk through some of the outrageous allegations that are made here. First of all, I noticed the letter is full of all kinds of frankly, hearsay. I mean, allegations that are not supported with any kind of detail, so I frankly have no idea what they're talking about. But they say things like, they interviewed various people. You're accused of not having. First of all, were you told any of the particular people who they interviewed so that you could have some sense of who was accusing you?
No, Senator. When she talked to me, she said she would say, would you be surprised to hear such and such? And I would start to answer, and then she would say, we have to, we don't have much time, and she would want to move on.
The letter says there are reports that your preparation and performance were lacking in some cases. Did they tell you what cases those were?
They did not, Senator.
They say that there are reports that in oral argument you sometimes miss key points. Do you know what oral argument they're talking about?
I do not, Senator.
Neither do I, of course. Neither do any of us. I mean, so there's no way to evaluate anything that is said here. But let me give you an opportunity to respond to some of the more salacious allegations. So the letter says that you are, characterizes you as arrogant and lacking in knowledge of the day-to-day practice of law. I was under the impression that you had been an attorney for 14 or more years and that you've been the Solicitor General of 2 different states. Am I wrong about that?
That's correct, Senator.
And have you argued before courts of appeal during that time?
I've argued 24 cases before courts of appeals.
Have you briefed cases during that time?
I have, Senator, many.
Any idea how many you may have briefed?
I'm guessing over my career it's been hundreds of cases.
Are you familiar with the procedures of appellate courts and oral argument?
Very much so, Senator.
The letter also says that you would not commit to being fair to litigants before you, notably members of the LGBTQ community. Can you speak to that? Did you say that you wouldn't be fair to members of the LGBT community?
Senator, that was the part of the letter. I did not say that. I apologize.
It's all right.
I'm sorry. No, I did not say that. I do not believe that. It is a fundamental belief of mine that all people are created in the image of God. They should all be treated with dignity and respect. Senator.
Can you commit today to this committee that you will treat, if confirmed, that you would treat every litigant who came before you with respect and with dignity?
Absolutely, Senator. I would not have allowed myself to be nominated for this position if I did not think I could do that.
Including members of the LGBT community and any other community that has been historically disadvantaged in this country?
Absolutely, Senator.
You know, can you believe that? That is just heartfelt emotion there. Imagine knowing that somebody has written a recommendation about you that's absolutely scathing, is not rooted in truth whatsoever. And the kicker is that the lead reviewer who put together this assessment of that man was somebody who had contributed to his opponent.
How is that not a conflict of interest? Like she should have never been involved in the process, period. When
Right.
She should no longer be allowed to be in the process for sure, like of any sort.
Right, and then to state all of these assertions as if they're fact, and to, how are you going to corroborate anything you say in there when you do not list who you interviewed, who said you said these things, what decisions they're referring to?
Absolutely nothing supporting what she stated.
Nothing whatsoever. And you know, I'm glad that the senator there asking the question said we couldn't possibly know what they're referring to, that's saying that makes you unqualified, that makes you incompetent. What arguments are you talking about? And then it goes on, if you actually read the whole story, you know, they have to have this rooted somewhere, right? Like he must have done something that would cause them to
If you squint your eyes the right way, you might see how it's possible that it could have happened type situation.
And there was, several years back, there was an op-ed piece that he had written where he stated that he was unsure of what the effect same-sex marriage would have on children. And it wasn't necessarily targeted at members of
The
the
relationship.
Right. It was, he didn't know what would happen adversely, like when the children went to school, or you know, what kind of impact it would have on them. And anyway, he went on to say that his views changed as many of our current presidential candidates out there have done, wavered in their opinion, and we all know who we're talking about. Many of the candidates out there have done this. They've said, oh, it's, you know, it's okay that they had
Immigration
this view.
laws, yeah.
Immigration, exactly. That's a perfect example.
But you know, let me ask you this, Tara. It was in 2004 that it happened,
Yes.
right? Okay, so that's 15 years ago.
Right.
I don't think you're a good human being if you can't grow over a 15-year period and your views slightly change. I don't think that you're if you don't see what's happening and then have change in yourself for your views to evolve, then that's, I mean, anybody's going to grow like that.
Right, and you know, you could be a young person who's lived in an environment for so many years, and you only hear what your family says, or what your small community around you says, and what you're growing up with. And like Chad said, you evolve over time. You learn to see life in a new way.
Exactly, and you know, same-sex marriage was a lot newer of a forefront, or a lot closer on the forefront than it had been previously in that time period. So it wasn't legal anywhere. So not knowing what the outcome could be of something that's unknown is completely acceptable.
Right, and then superseding all of that, he says, but my personal views have nothing to do with any judicial decision I would ever make. And that is what a judge is sworn to do.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's like back in when the Supreme Court passed the marriage equality. There were so many people that were still trying to refuse to marry them because they said it conflicted with their religious beliefs. They were the ones that I would disagree with. That's not their place to make that determination. They represent all of their constituents.
And that is perfect, because that was the very next question that Mr. Van Dyke faced, saying, well, how can you make an unbiased decision and differentiate between defending the rights of the LGBTQ community or defending the rights of those who are crying religious freedom? So he referenced a case that he worked pro bono where he represented an LGBTQ advocacy group, and he was very successful there. And why is it that whoever wrote the ABA, we know who wrote it, the scathing letter, failed to mention anything like that in there, but instead said that he was not qualified. They literally said he was not
but
qualified.
Then couldn't explain why he was not qualified.
And just chastised him for being arrogant. They said that he had an air of superiority, I'm paraphrasing, and just a bad temperament, basically, that he was not, and he didn't understand procedure. That was another thing.
That's career ruining right there. That's not just malicious, but that could have destroyed his career. And I mean, it's still going to have some damage done to it, but I'm glad that this piece came out that we saw, because it shows how emotional he got over
it did. And that was
attack.
I mean, you know the difference between crocodile tears.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to have somebody completely disparage you like that,
that is a way to, not only destroy somebody's career, but to just destroy them emotionally.
I was going to say their psyche, their whole, yes, because
you question everything
for
a while after something like that.
And it's amazing that certain members of the media, certain advocacy groups, certain lobbyists, certain special interest groups can do this, and they can do this without receiving there's no repercussions whatsoever for doing it. I mean, the media seems to do it, the vast majority of the media, all the time. You keep hammering people, but you overlook other things.
Like the recent incident with
the congresswoman who just stepped down.
But I was also going to be like how they were overlooking the issue with Biden and his son, but they weren't overlooking. Right. They were trying to make the big deal out of something that didn't actually happen like that.
Right. And what were they saying? That everybody's really angry that the impeachment, the proceedings. Well, they're going to vote on. They're going to vote today, this afternoon, actually, on not impeachment, but on the resolution to proceed with the impeachment process. Yes. And that takes place today. But people are really, really upset. You know why? Because they think that this has been overshadowed by, I don't know, killing one of the world's most vicious terrorists ever.
Oh my God.
Yes. And now people are talking about wildfires, and I don't believe this. Can you imagine that we have come to a point in this country where people care that little about their neighbors next door, that little about human lives, that they could take to social media to criticize the governor of California? Hey, everybody does, right? You criticize them, the gas is too high, you don't like your policies, you don't like your procedures, everybody talks about him. But now, the reason why they're criticizing him? Because he said that he appreciated all that the Trump administration was doing to help his state.
who cares that he's actually doing stuff to help the state? You're upset that he thanked him?
They're upset that he thanked them. What kind of society have we devolved into?
Even if I loathed somebody, if my house was on fire and somebody came over and gave me a hand, the first thing I would do was say thank you. Even if I was,
Right.
was somebody that, because they did something that helped me immensely in a situation that was out of my control. And you're gonna get like that'd be like.
Who are these people? I want to know, who are these people criticizing him for this? Do you not live there?
They must not, or have family there.
Exactly. You must not. You must be one of the, I don't know, 3 people who have not been impacted in some way in that state by wildfire, or you just are a troll and you don't live there and you just want to stir up stuff. But apparently there were enough of you to cause a little bit of a storm there on social media.
That's nonsense. Like,
It is nonsense. Crazy. I know.
Get me all worked up.
I know. This whole thing is getting me all worked up as well.
You know, but I just wrapping around right back to the recommendation. In my opinion, to summarize it all, she acted unethical. And isn't there a board of ethics that oversee attorneys, and you can lose your licensing for? There's not.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in this case, no, because
I mean, because she conflict of interest. It was unethical for her to even participate in it anyway. If she was openly supporting, or I don't know.
well, it's just a recommendation. That's all it is. So they can do what they want, and that's why the senator from Missouri there that you saw, who was asking Van Dyke the questions, he made it a point to say that she had done this, and also made it a point to say that the ABA is in fact a voluntary, well, he didn't say this, but he said it's a special interest group. Yes, but it's a voluntary organization. So you don't have to, you can be a lawyer and not belong to the ABA, of course.
Yeah, did she not take into consideration the fact that she caused more damage for the ABA in the future than she did?
No, you would think because something like that is pretty egregious when you've donated to the person's opponent, yes, but this has been going on for so many years with them having the liberal bias that is there, and it's funny when the studies that I just briefly looked at a few of them, and just so amazing that the ones they said were not qualified went on to be really great judges.
Watch how, if this were to be a reverse situation, or if this situation ever happens similar or something similar in reverse, where it's the other side crucifying somebody from their team, it's going to just be this huge outpour of anger. And
it has happened. It has happened in the past, and it's so silly. It's so crazy.
And it's like they take it like, what's the big deal?
Anyway, enough of that. Tell us what you think, though. We'd love to hear
Yeah.
what you feel about that. And do you believe that was an actual, like, emotional breakdown? Or, as some have suggested, oh my God, look at this guy crying.
Give him an
crocodile
Academy
tears.
Award
Oh, no,
then, because
yes.
that was great.
Yeah.
Like, that was so realistic, it blows my mind. People were
Unbelievable.
actually saying that his breakdown was,
Yes. Of course they would. You're surprised by that?
I mean, just seeing it, like, they must not have watched it then.
No, they probably didn't.
They
Because
just-
that's another thing too. A lot of people will be ill-informed about things, or other places will put a different spin on the headline, or cut it in a different way and make it look like, oh, I'm crying because, oh, I did bad things, you know.
Yeah. Oh.
So, I don't know. Hey, one other thing. We have to take a look at
Weather.
Pet Watch. We have to look at weather in a second. But Jeffrey Epstein. Suicide, right?
Yeah. No.
His family says they don't think so.
Was it a double?
The autopsy was released, and now, you know, the New York Medical Examiner's Office stands by the fact that they ruled it a suicide. However, it was very strange that he had fractures that were more consistent, according to another doctor, with homicidal strangulation.
Like, and he had, like, fractures that would be considered defensive wounds, or?
No, like somebody strangled him.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, not.
I was thinking on hand for some reason.
Yeah, that it wasn't necessarily because he hung himself that somebody had done it. So, of course, like I said, I mean, the medical examiner's office says no, they stand by their review, but Epstein's attorney says no. So we'll watch developments on that. And of course, how many of you out there said that you thought that it was odd that he hung himself?
Oh, absolutely.
I think many of us.
Yes, exactly. I think the majority of the country believes that. So, I don't know.
It was just too perfectly timed.
Yeah, and that, of course, sparked all of those memes, too.
Yeah,
that,
I know.
Let me stay away from
It's
the
crazy.
Clintons, right? Anybody who had any ties to them, they were just turning up dead. Awful to say, but that's
what the people were just saying.
they were. All right, you know what? Let's take a look at weather now. Could we please?
Okey-doke. Yesterday, the official high in Laughlin and Bullhead City was 54 degrees. Kingman got up to 47 and Searchlight reached 42. This morning, we had a low of 46 degrees. Looking around the area, we have a high today in Las Vegas of 61 degrees, 51 in Flagstaff, 77 in Phoenix, 80 in Los Angeles, and here locally in Laughlin and Bullhead City, we have some clouds moving in with a high of 69. Over in Mesquite, we'll get temperatures up to 65 degrees. Searchlight will reach 57, Lake Havasu City 71, 63 in Prescott, and 65 in Kingman, Arizona. And it looks like all that snow has kind of gone away, gone back east anyway. A little bit in northern Texas and that kind of central area. But other than that, we're not going to have rain here or snow.
Nope, and those winds are dying down a bit. And yeah, I've learned that. And we will head on into a quick break, but we'll be right back with more of Big Two.
This segment of the morning show is brought to you by Golden Nugget Laughlin. Experience a new kind of reward. Sign up for the 24 Karat Select Club today.
If you have Medicare, listen up. Medicare alone only covers 80% of your costs, leaving you to pay the rest. Understanding all the options can be downright confusing. That's why I love Health Markets, your insurance marketplace. They search thousands of plans to find a plan that's right for you. Plans that have prescription drug coverage, dental and vision care. Some may eliminate your out-of-pocket costs and no monthly premium.
Health Markets.
Representatives are standing by to assist you 24/7. Don't wait. Call now.
Silver Rider, your dependable and timely transportation system in Laughlin. Scheduled routes in Laughlin 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Right along Casino Drive and into the residential areas of Laughlin every day, all day. Silver Rider also offers senior transit with trips to Bullhead City for doctor's appointments and shopping.
We have weekly trips to Las Vegas and even trips once a month to Needles. Warm in the winter and cool in the summer. The Silver Rider fleet is comfortable, clean, and efficient.
Attention, those who have used Monsanto's Roundup weed killer in a commercial setting and developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. In the past year, juries have decided that Roundup weed killer caused plaintiffs to develop non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. If you or someone you know were exposed to the weed killer Roundup in a commercial setting and later developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer, call us right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Call now, 800-943-3078.
Cheeseburgers to check engine lights. Sundays to steering fluid. Birthday cakes to brake pads. For all your everyday needs, Co-op Connections is the one card that does it all.
This segment of the morning show is brought to you by All Wellness Medical Center, now open for all your wellness needs. Located on Canyon Road off the Bullhead Parkway. Make an appointment today. Oh, and welcome back. Of course, you see the shenanigans going on over there because it's Halloween. And you know what? I feel like talking about something fun now.
Oh, okay.
And I know that you guys love Halloween, so you must have some fun lists of like haunted places and stuff.
I do.
You do? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I have an interactive map that shows every state's the favorite movie, the most common favorite movie, Halloween movie in every state.
Oh, that should be really fun.
Yeah, so if
Okay.
you guys want to pull that up, we can talk about that. Like, personally, I like Hocus Pocus. But I don't think it made the list anywhere.
No. Oh, I can't read that, but
Most popular Halloween movies by
no,
state.
I can read that,
So
but I
click
can't
it.
read.
If you click on it, it'll pull it up.
Oh,
big.
okay.
Yeah, so
What's
let's go
Arizona?
to Arizona. It's right there.
Aliens.
Really?
That's weird.
Wow.
I absolutely love that movie, and if you go to the right one state,
New Mexico?
it's another one.
Wow.
Alien.
I'm not so. How about Nevada? Watch it be aliens too.
Nope, it's
No,
Saw,
it's
and I
Saw.
absolutely hate that movie and
Savages.
that series.
You
No,
do?
thank you.
Oh, I watched Saw.
I watched part of Saw, and then I
Started
said,
in California.
Yeah.
just like I watched part of 100
Hostel?
and something
Oh,
days.
it's an anime movie.
What
in
is that?
California.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's a Japanese
It's
animation.
almost 80. Huh, that's interesting.
I've never
has
heard
a-
of it.
It has a really interesting concept.
It's 8 of 10 stars.
It
somehow.
only made $500,000 box office earnings.
All right, that's weird. What about Nevada?
Nevada.
It was aliens also.
No, it wasn't.
No,
It was Saw.
Oh,
Okay.
Saw.
And
Okay.
then how about Utah?
When you go to the
Utah
northern states, it gets older in movies.
Utah
Yeah.
is Get Out.
Get Out.
Huh,
Keep going up.
interesting.
Keep going up to like Montana. That's
Oh.
Idaho. Up where? Okay.
Yeah.
American Psycho.
Oh, I guess that was 2000. I thought it was
Oh,
the
okay,
older
okay,
one.
Christian
Go to
Bale.
Rhode Island.
Alright.
I'm curious.
Oh,
Rhode
it's
Island.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Is that
Conjuring.
Oh, wasn't that
well,
based? You know why? That was
that's
based on a
Connecticut, though, I
house in Rhode Island.
Oh, it's Rhode Island. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of The Haunting of Connecticut?
Oh crud. Maybe
What?
I am.
Who?
I was
Him?
like,
no,
wait, is
I'm
that-
not.
is that-
No, him. That's what
Oh,
I'm talking
okay.
about.
What?
Okay.
What's in Connecticut?
There was a
Scary
haunting
movie,
movie,
though,
like
yeah.
The
It
Haunting
made
of...
$300 million.
Yes.
That's wild.
Move over to the left a little. Go to Connecticut. What is
it?
that?
Shadow of a Vampire. I never
I
never
don't
heard
heard
know.
of
of that.
And try New York if you don't mind.
Oh.
It's gonna be right at the bottom.
No, that's New Hampshire.
Massachusetts.
No, go the big
Night
state.
of the Living Dead was in
Right there.
Pennsylvania.
There it is. Suspiria.
Never heard of
where?
that one.
Who ever heard of any of these movies?
This was sent to me by
$21,000 box office.
Oh my god.
It must be
Okay.
good on Netflix.
So if it's released to TV, it wouldn't have necessarily made...
Straight to TV.
All right, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know
now I just want to see Pennsylvania real quick, because I thought I saw Night of the Living Dead.
Yes, you
Great
did.
movie.
Great movie.
Isn't that
The whole series.
Oh no, I'm thinking the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh,
I've
I've never seen that.
I never have either, but I know
I
it's
never
like
watched the 1960s.
It's got a big...
like cult
Oh,
following.
Yeah, a lot of people love to reenact that.
Especially for Halloween.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I don't-
Upgrade?
Oh, and how about for our friends in Louisiana and Texas?
It is.
The Texas
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, go figure.
I wonder why.
The older one I didn't care for, but the newer
The
one
newer
I
one.
saw in theaters.
Me too.
And I looked at my friend as it was ending, and I said, "Wouldn't it be just horrible if somebody was standing in the right by the exit and just starts a chainsaw?"
Wait, I have to tell you a story quickly about a chainsaw and why. Okay.
Story time.
So, when I was a teenager, they had this like haunted place. You know how they have Six Flags and they turn it into like a haunted
Knott's
one, whatever.
Berry Farm.
Yeah, that type of thing. Well, I can't even remember the name of it, and I just can't be, and it's killing me right now because it was this annual event, like some sort of Fright Fest or something, and I'd wanted to go forever. And finally, when I was a senior in high school, a whole bunch of us, loaded into an SUV, and we drove to this thing, and it was going to be great, and I was so excited. And then we get there, and it was really terrifying. And these were all like kids that I had gone to elementary school with. We'd grown up together or whatever. At some point, I become the leader of the troop that has 3 other girls and 4 boys, and they're all like hiding behind me. They're like, "Oh yeah, you go ahead." But it really freaked me out because a guy jumped out of like the corn maze with a chainsaw inches from my face. Now, they tell you, okay, the chainsaws don't have blades on them.
They have like chains.
They don't have chains on them. It's just for theatrics. That's what I meant.
Oh, the ones they use. Okay.
They tell you that. That's not true. It wasn't true when, I don't know. All I know is it's dark, it's pitch dark, you're in the middle of a cornfield somewhere, and you're walking along, like, you know what to expect when you're going to a haunted house, right? Like, you know that something's gonna happen because that's the point of it. But let me tell you, you don't want somebody jumping out of a corn bush or whatever in your face, literally like touching you with a chainsaw. I never went back. That kind of really freaked me out.
So as a kid, I was actually one that participated every year, and we had Scream in the Dark, which was one haunted house. They would build up in a different like shopping center or whatever. They'd take over a vacant store, and I'd help build the sets. And then I would dress up on the nights that it was going. And like one year I was a clown with a whistle that was really annoying.
I bet.
But my favorite time was when I worked for the city of Bakersfield. They had Halloween Haunted Trail, and it ran along the Kern River. And it was, they'd build this whole thing up, and the kids could go there, go trick-or-treating, and I got to play Hannibal Lecter.
Oh.
So much fun.
Oh my God. Oh. I didn't know that. Well.
And when I wasn't old enough to work in it, I attended it, Scream in the Dark as a kid. And I remember one year I got so freaked out, I just latched onto the nearest person and didn't know who they were.
Oh my God, those things are fun though. The House of Terror and Fright Fest. Have you guys been?
Well, you guys are speaking of Texas and chainsaws, and that's utterly terrifying.
Oh my God!
lean your head down so they can sit.
I don't want to be part of this discussion.
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's funny. Quick-witted Joe back there.
Where did you find that?
It just magically appeared.
Beef.
Our set designer found it.
That's funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah, did you guys go to like Fright Fest and stuff?
Fight Fest?
Fright.
I've been to a haunted house.
Same.
That's what.
Was it like a big event though, or was it just like somebody's house that they?
Oh, it was a big event. Lots of people came.
Oh.
And it didn't have a name?
God.
Putting them on the spot.
We might have gone the same one. I don't even remember what.
Well, no, I just went to some guy's house, but oh my gosh.
Oh my God!
Like, boom, boom, boom. Like, shake me up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that is really funny.
So,
there was something I watched on TV. I think it was that show Blackish. I've never watched it before, but it was on last night, and it was a Halloween themed episode.
Oh no.
And they forgot to take the little kid trick-or-treating.
Oh.
So the older brother decorated all the doors in the house and had, family members standing behind it giving candy out.
That's funny.
It was cute until the brother put on a mask making himself an old man, and the kids started screaming, and the parents were like, "You ruined everything." And he's like, "I saved Halloween for the kid. You forgot to take them." But it was funny. Made me think.
That's great.
When Joe said, "Oh, I went to some guy's house," like knocking on the door.
I got out.
What? We're glad to hear
I was only
that.
there for 3 days.
Because and that's, I hate to say it, but I know that they have had incidents like that where people have been arrested, workers at haunted houses and things that have done things that were not
malicious.
That were inappropriate or just bad.
Oh no.
But
so we were talking about my jack-o'-lantern earlier, and I was wondering if you wanted to see some of the most incredible jack-o'-lanterns that were not jack-o'-lanterns, but pumpkin carvings is what they're called.
Okay, but this is going to be really tough for me.
Okay.
This is going to be really hard because remember, about 3 weeks ago, I showed you pictures from the Jack-o'-lantern spectacular, and I grew up with the best pumpkin carvers in
I think
the
you'll be
world.
impressed by these.
All right.
Even though they might not be, I think they'll be comparable to those. They're not going to be like mine.
No. Nothing's like yours.
I mean, I know you're biased towards mine too. Like it's your favorite ever, but
I know it makes me just want to pick it up and cradle it,
rub its
forever.
eyebrows.
Yes, yes. All right, let's see your.
Oh, well, this is the
okay.
spectacular,
Oh, that's
right?
pretty.
See, and
That's the one Tara was talking about.
No, that is it. Was that mine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, oh, see, it's wonderful, of course. Go ahead.
I think, are you guys opening it up right now? Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Where is the hat from? Or is it just a costume?
No, I think that's
I
always
feel like
gone
it was
with
from
the
a
nose.
movie.
It might. Can you hear me?
A little.
It might be Happy Halloween.
Yay.
So,
Happy Halloween, Lynn.
Thanks. I don't even know where to look. There's so many
In front of Chris. Look
models here.
in front of Chris. Look in front of Chris.
There it is.
There you are.
Oh, there it is. All right. Well, I just wanted to say Happy Halloween.
Thank
Happy Halloween.
All right. Mwah.
Halloween.
Oh, I can't breathe.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
That was a cameo from our very own Lynn Clark.
Yes.
Here's
yes.
Now we're back to
Okay.
Chad's thing.
Chad's thing. All
There
right.
we go.
Let's go.
Tell me that is not incredible.
Wow.
That is really incredible
very
and creepy
detailed.
and just
Scary, totally scary.
that's just it.
It looks creepy. Yeah.
Whoa, good one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
wow,
funny.
that's creepy.
Like I would turn around and leave at
I
somebody's
would
house.
too.
I wouldn't knock on their door.
Oh my God! Somebody had to be pretty wise
He looked
to.
a penny for his
and,
thoughts.
yeah, it must have cost him a pretty penny.
I feel like he's about to crawl out of that though. Like he looks really
Yeah.
three-dimensional.
With his
That is-
balloon and everything.
People
Oh,
would pay
God.
big money for that.
That is creepy crazy.
Go next one. Ooh.
Oh, that
I
was
like
pretty
this
good
one,
too.
I
That's
like
Heath Ledger.
Yes. Good
Wow.
Joker. Good Joker.
Wow, that's a true artist. Oh my God! The Jack Nicholson.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is
Shiny.
incredible.
Here's Johnny. These
Oh,
Hocus
Hocus Pocus! I love it.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm gonna be so upset if I find out that these are like projected on there.
Oh my
know,
gosh.
right?
Oh no.
Well, I've heard that's how you carve them.
That's definitely how you can carve them, and I have a projector that I'm gonna try to do that with this year.
Oh, that's gonna be neat.
Oh well, if you wait another day, you'll get all the pumpkins on clearance.
That's true.
All right, go ahead.
Oh. Game of Thrones.
Wow.
Oh no, that's not Game of Thrones. That's
Oh, wait.
Harry
Oh,
Potter.
you're right. Oops.
Oh.
You look like that
I'm
one
like,
guy.
what?
Oh,
Wow,
Harry
you
Potter,
just-
thank
you
you.
You really just made a lot of Game of Thrones fans mad.
Yeah, you did.
Man.
Prisoner of Alcatraz.
Hey, I'm just a cow.
No.
I'm not.
Who
I'm
lost
not
his
one of you
brain.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
Wow.
Halloween.
Yeah, no, I know, but
Michael Myers.
I can't get over the fact that you said you hope it wasn't just projected on there because now I'm
No,
like,
this is part pumpkin carving according to the article.
okay.
Yeah, now I'm debating it too.
I know.
It better not be. I'm gonna be so upset.
Let's go to the next one.
Because if you look, there's no open space completely. His eye has like where it could be connected with pumpkins at its inner level.
I don't know.
Let's
Keep
see.
going. I'm getting
All
nervous.
right, going down. Jason Voorhees.
Huh.
Spooky.
Okay, next one.
I'm
getting.
I was afraid of him until I saw Freddy versus Jason, and I'm just like, this is stupid.
Oh my gosh.
I
you're
hated
right.
Freddy.
It's
Or
stupid,
I also
actually.
saw Jason X, which was the worst
Oh no.
ever. Like it took place in space,
Oh dear
Why,
God.
why would they
yeah,
butcher
no.
the series? I mean.
and it was lousy. Go on.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, I remember
That's
that one.
good. I like this one too.
I don't like it. I just remember it from the mazes.
Oh, the scary.
This is Exorcist, right?
Yes.
Of
Yeah.
Emily Rose.
Oh no.
Next one. This guy.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what that's from?
No, I don't.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
No.
He was the clown. It was a family, and
No.
Rob Zombie directed it.
That was
No.
a brutal
wild one.
Rolly. Okay, next one.
Yeah.
And then the last one.
Elvira.
Loved
oh my
Elvira.
God. I know. How
As a
could you
kid,
not?
I used to have a little like advertisement from a store of her, like it was a cutout.
Did you really?
Yeah, they gave it to me because I thought it was awesome.
Oh, she is awesome.
And then the Ooh.
Oh,
I
that's
like
That's
this
cool.
one,
cute.
too.
That is really-
Cinderella, Snow White.
Yes.
Yeah.
Snow White and this guy.
Oh,
Vincent
from
Price.
House on Haunted Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then.
or The Haunting. I'm not sure which one. Yeah, House
With
on Haunted
Vincent
Hill.
Price, he was like that was back in the day, like way back, right? He was very.
I think that was the character's name. He, isn't it? It's not a.
Is it?
Yeah, Vincent Price. He played this extravagant millionaire who wants to throw his wife the best party ever, and so he pays a bunch of people to.
I don't know why I'm thinking like around like he was in Alfred Hitchcock movies. No.
Well, there was the House on Haunted Hill was a remake of a much older House on Haunted Hill, and the character was named the same.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
I don't know. Somebody will correct us.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
The Crow. Oh, Brandon Lee.
Did not see that. No.
And then we have.
Oh, please.
That was a good movie. I liked that one.
No.
But I like kind of the weird movies like that. I think we have time for one more, and then I think we have to.
Yeah.
Supernatural.
That's.
Oh wow.
Good job, but kind of lame.
That is kind of lame.
Because it's just too.
All right. Okay. I'm kind of done.
What a horrible. A horrible one to end on. Let's end on this one.
Ta-da.
Hey, one more picture though. Can you show the one that I sent you, a picture that was caught by the Hubble telescope?
Oh, I would love to see that. You know me.
And this is actual and factual, and that's like lyrics to a song too.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so they're calling it the Space Face.
Space Nebula. My favorite nebula, though, I'll tell you about it another time.
Oh, okay. Well,
unless you want to hear about it, or do you have more on that?
Well, this was an image of galaxies colliding. That's really impressive, and it's like 100 million light years away.
Thank God.
And they think that it's going to stay that way for about the next 2 billion years.
Oh, because it light speed and travel.
Yeah, so just, you know.
You think it exploded already?
Oh, it had to have, because for us to see it that close, it's beyond merged by now.
Yeah, I did have some more on it, but I don't know where it is, but so that's okay.
That's interesting.
You know, they say that the, see if you can find this nebula while I talk about it. There's a nebula called the Eagle Nebula, but it's also nicknamed the Pillars of Creation.
Oh, wow.
Because in this nebula, it's so active that there's constantly new stars being born out of the nebula because the pressure is so much in there. And the gases and everything, they get compressed, and that's where stars come from. But it's called a star nursery because it's got the most new stars right there.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's incredible.
And it's each tower is supposed to be like, I want to say like 100,000 light years long. I'm going to see if I can find that when we come back from.
Oh my God! These numbers are incomprehensible, really.
Right?
Because I mean, it looks like, oh yeah, okay, and then you try to fathom how far away they are and how you can see them. So you have to know that they have to be that just gigantic.
So wild.
It's 65,000 to 7,000 light years away from Earth.
Well, I mean, that sounds like it's a next door neighbor compared to, 100 million.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, fun fact too, I don't know if I might have to pull up the video for the show later this week. It was something about when they shoot these photography and they get images of this, they're not actually in color.
It's numbers.
Yeah, this is all in black and white, and from there we make the choice of the colors.
It's not in any color. They actually get like graphs and charts and everything, and then it's rendered by an artist as to what it dictates that it should look like.
Well, then that makes sense why that looks like a painting.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's not an actual still shot image because it's so far away that they have to use. It's the levels of light that are received by the telescope that they're able to translate into what a rough draft of what it would look like. And then artists use their interpretation of the information and create what they think.
And then from the certain images too, it's a certain color or
colors, levels of light.
But what's so weird is, like we have that full spectrum of all those colors, and this is our spectrum. Apparently, it's so out of our spectrum, we don't even know what it is yet. So that's kind of like Chat said, it's kind of up to the artist.
It's like the UV light and the ultraviolet, and it's a broadband that we aren't capable of seeing as well.
And we really aren't capable of even conceiving any of this, like just
Because it's sheer
enormity
massiveness.
and,
Like
yes.
It's like I always say, like I read somewhere that our the observable universe compared to the actual existing universe is the size of an atom compared to our observable universe. Like it's that much greater, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. I mean, just think of, like, wow, it's exponentially beyond our comprehension, really.
And just considering how small we are in all of that, like it's incredible.
I know. We're just little fish in the sea.
Yeah, and they say that like we live in the perfect time right now because the expansion of space moves at such a fast rate that in a few million years, everything will be so spread out that they won't have the view of the stars like we do. It'll have expanded so much. There's pockets, gravity pockets. Oh, we need to take a look at weather though.
Okay.
I'll get into this another time.
All right, I know. Keep talking. So
my favorite subject.
Oh, that's it. Just get you rolling.
Steering
All right,
over
so
weather.
let us know if we have to put an extra layer on the kiddos as we take them out trick-or-treating tonight. Do we have to, Chad?
Brought to you by Eagle Motorcycles. You can buy an Odes UTV. You can get your boat worked on. You can get your UTV worked on. Stop by and see them or visit them at eaglemotorcyclesaz.com. Today, we definitely want to get the kids dressed warm because we have a high of 60 with winds from the north at 26 miles an hour, which is pretty breezy, so make sure you tie some weights on them or something. Tomorrow, the winds go down a little bit and the temperatures pick up. Winds from the north at 18 miles an hour and a high of 77. 79 on Saturday, 82 on Sunday and Monday. Over on the East Coast, we have Ottawa at 54, Toronto at 54, Rochester at 65, New York will get up to 71, and New Haven will reach 68. And they're expecting rain everywhere, so along with the weights, you might want to put an umbrella on those kids.
Yeah. And once again, our 5-day weather is brought to you by Eagle Motorcycles. And you know what, though? That's a pretty warm Halloween.
Is it really?
Off of the East Coast, it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine having trick-or-treating in that kind of weather.
Well, they'll go out. Rain, snow, sleet, sun or shine, whatever. All right, I think we have to go out trick-or-treating too, so. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Eyebrows. And thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Joe.
Such a moving show. You're welcome.
Oh my gosh. Can't take it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful Halloween. Great day, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow with all of the latest Tri-State news. Have a great one.
Today's morning show has been brought to you by
Golden Nugget Laughlin. Experience a new kind of reward. Sign up for the 24 Karat Select Club today.
The preceding presentation of the morning show is intended for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the show without the express written consent of TV2 KLBC is strictly prohibited.
The Boys and Girls Club of the Colorado River encourages you to donate local, shop local, and support local at the club's thrift store in Bullhead City. Donate your gently used items. Shop at the thrift store for great bargains to support programs for our local youth. It's that easy. Also, volunteers are always needed. The Boys and Girls Club of the Colorado River. Great futures start here.
Attention, those who have used Monsanto's Roundup weed killer in a commercial setting and developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. In the past year, juries have decided that Roundup weed killer caused plaintiffs to develop non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. If you or someone you know were exposed to the weed killer Roundup in a commercial setting and later developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer, call us right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Call now, 800-943-3078.
Cheeseburgers to check engine lights. Sundays to steering fluid. Birthday cakes to brake pads. For all your everyday needs, Co-op Connections is the one card that does it all.